Hi there, this is Jamie Slutsky from the Tech of Business podcast, and the Tech of Business is designed to help you as a business owner use your tech platforms to the best potential possible. In today's video tutorial, I am going to take you through Google Tag Manager and how you can use it for your Facebook pixels and tracking Facebook events. This goes in conjunction with episode number 32 of the Tech of Business podcast, which you can find at techofbusiness.com/032. So now you can see I am on my own website and I have the Facebook Pixel Helper added to my Google Chrome. So that's a piece that you're definitely going to want to do if you want to add the Facebook Pixel Manager. It's just an add-on you can add to the Google Chrome browser. The first thing we're going to do is to go into Tag Manager, which is just tagmanager.google.com. And if you've never set it up before, you're going to be walking through a few steps to set it up. I have already got Tag Manager set up on my site. So when I come here, you can see that I'm on version 6 and that I can update and add new items to this. The next thing that I want to do is when you're installing the Facebook base pixel, you are going to go in and you are going to set up a tag. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So you're going to come into your workspace and you're going to create it. And what you can see here is the Facebook base pixel. It's a custom HTML on all pages. And so what I did to create that is we're going to come back to workspace. We'll just create a brand new tag. And you're going to click on this arrow here for tag configuration. You're going to choose custom HTML. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go over to your Facebook pixels, which is in your business.facebook.com. And you'll come down here and you'll hit on pixels. And I'm actually already in my Tech of Business pixel, but I'm going back through to help you see this. Here is my Tech of Business pixel. So I'm going to click on it because that's the one I'm using. And it's just showing me some events and things like that. And so you're going to click on this setup button over here. And you're going to hit the manually install the code yourself. And in the case of your base pixel, you're going to copy this entire base pixel code right here. And you're going to come over here and you're going to paste it into this custom HTML tag. Okay. Click save. And then you can add a trigger. It's going to tell you to do that. And so we're just going to do a page view, all pages, that's because, again, we're doing the Facebook base pixel. And I already have this one installed, so I'm not actually going to save it. And as I showed you here, it's exactly what we just talked about. It is Facebook base pixel. It's custom HTML on all pages. The next thing I'm going to do is show you how to add a custom trigger that is going to fire over on Facebook. So you're starting by going into triggers. And you can see I've got a couple here. I've got 30 seconds on my page. I've got Apple Podcasts in the footer and a strategy interest. So our new trigger is going to be based on how far someone scrolls on a given page. So we'll hit new and we'll hit in the middle here. And you're going to come down into the user engagement section and hit scroll depth. And vertical scroll depth versus or horizontal. So we're going to do vertical scroll depth, and we're going to do it if they hit at least 40% of our page. Okay, and we're going to do that on all of the pages on our site, and we're going to hit save. So now we're going to just call this our scroll depth 40%. Okay, you can't obviously put that. So now we have a scroll depth at 40, okay? Next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over to tags, and we're going to create a new tag. This new tag is going to be a custom HTML because we are sending this information over to Facebook. So then we're coming back over to our Facebook pixel. We'll hit continue. And now it's going to ask us which kind of event do we want. And for the sake of this, because we're going to change it, it doesn't really matter. I usually choose the lead event because it's nice and simple. Copy it, And I'm coming back here. I'm going to paste this. And I'm going to change the word lead to 40% scroll. Okay? And my trigger, again, is our scroll depth of 40 that we just created. I'm going to hit save. It's going to prompt me to rename my tag. Okay, and now we have a tag that fires at scroll depth of 40. Before we will be able to see this on our site, we need to go ahead and hit submit. And at this point, you can do some version control, but I am not going to worry about doing the version control. And then you'll hit publish. And again, this is version description, and we're going to hit skip. And now it is live on our site. And you can see here, this gives it a little bit of description. So if you come into Workspace and you click this preview button, what it's going to do is it's going to put your site into preview mode. So now, once this finishes loading, I'm now in preview mode, which means that if I come over here and reload my website, I've got this new box at the bottom that Google Tag Manager put in here. And it says, my Google Analytics fired, my Facebook base pixel fired. What hasn't fired is 30 seconds on the page, 40% scroll site-wide, and a couple of button clicks, because I've got those on there. So we're going to try and fire this 40% scroll, okay? So if we just scroll down the site, you see it popped out of here and it popped up to here. So that is going to work on any page on my site. So if you come over to my resources page, you'll see that, again, we only have these two that have fired. When we scroll down and hit 40%, it pops it in here. And then you'll be able to track that over in your Facebook pixel. What you can see is you can see the events that have been firing. You can see that page view is fired and other things have fired. So let's go ahead and refresh this. And again, this is brand new, so it may take a little bit of time for it to fire. So you can see it doesn't have it yet. But one of the things that you can also see is back here, up here in the Facebook Pixel Helper, you can see that the 40% scroll has been recorded by the Facebook Pixel Helper, which tells me that Facebook will eventually see it over here. Okay, so it takes a little bit of time for it to happen, but you can see here's our 30-second. The last received 9 minutes ago. So again, it just takes a few minutes for these events to be received. Once you start capturing that information, you'll be able to do a whole lot more with your targeting and retargeting when you're ready for ads. But Google Tag Manager is really going to help you keep all of your tracking that you want to do in one place, and you don't have to get into the code on your website to do it. So thank you, Meg Brunson of EIEIO Marketing, for sharing this trick and these tips on the Tech of Business podcast, episode number 32.